Today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and all ones are doing well and staying safe. So I want to apologize for last week. I had posted a very raw moment that I was going through. It was a tough week, and it just really weighed on me. And I was in the middle of a lupus flare. Things are better now. And as a matter of fact, I got some good news yesterday, which really blew my mind. But more to come. I will talk about that later on. Can't talk about that right now. Today, though, I want to focus on those student loans that I've been dealing with my whole adult life. And I've been trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do when I pay off this personal loan. And as of this morning, that personal loan is down to $2,475. So I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek of next week when I get my month-end updates. But I'm on track to have it paid off by the end of the year. There's only 3 more months left, and I'm pressing the gas to be able to do this. So, it's just really trying to make a decision about these student loans. And I said, well, I really need to understand how much my balance is decreasing each month based on the amount that I'm paying towards it. So I took a look going back to May of 2025. I started tracking month to month the progress on the student loan debt, each payment and how it impacts it. So needless to say, it's stupid slow progress. And it makes me angry as to how student loans are set up and how the interest accrues on it daily. And it's just insane that they can't make it like how we have personal loans, where you can make an extra principal payment to it. Now, here's the thing. So I want to say it's maybe back in 2010 or 2011, I got a notice from my servicer that my payments were going to go up to like $600, $700 a month. Now, 2011, I was probably making around $20 an hour, maybe. I'm guessing that's what I was making. I was dealing with a lot of debt, I had a lot of credit card debt. And I looked at that payment and I said, it's impossible. I had an auto loan at the time. I wasn't a homeowner. I was renting at the time. But it's... Anyway, I got that notice. It scared the heck out of me. It said, you can consolidate your loans and your monthly payment will be this. But a lot lower. And I said, yeah, it just makes sense to go ahead and consolidate, do it that way. So I had 14 student loans, varying balances. I don't have a snapshot of that. Maybe I can find it somewhere. But some were like $9,000, $12,000, $3,000, $7,000. It's just the balances varied. But I think, though, now looking back, before my loan was consolidated, I had the option of making extra principal payments. Now, if I was in the position that I'm in now, I would have not consolidated my loans because now I have a consolidation of loans. One is unsubsidized, the other is subsidized. And when I make one payment, they have to divide the payment into those 2 loans. And generally, it's not making much of a damage at all. So my minimum payment now on my student loan is $176.13. I make an extra payment each month to just try to stay on top of the interest. I make an additional payment of $123.87, even $300 that I'm paying each month on my student loans. So May 2025, my balance was $34,061.21. After those 2 payments, after the minimum payment and the additional payment, my balance decreased to $33,838.53, which means it only decreased by $222.68. And it's been about that each month since May. My balance has only decreased by $920 some and I've made $300, $600, $900, $1,200 worth of payments. So something's not right about that. And I looked at a little bit of indigestion. I looked at my servicer's website today to see what my estimated payoff estimated payoff date would be, and it said 2048. I'd be in my 70s when if I were to continue at the pace to pay off that student loan. As a matter of fact, I asked Copilot to make an AI image of what I would look like at the age of 70 whatever, and this is the image it gave me. Yeah, that's what it gave me. So that's what I'm going to look like around that age, especially with paying that student loan. So I said, you know what, forget that. I'm not going to do that. That's just not going to happen. So I really have two options, and the first option is what I think I'm going to go with. Well, one option is sell my home, and that is a possibility, but I will talk about that in another video. If I do that, then because of the area I live in and the appreciation of my property, I won't have a difficult time selling in this community. And if I were to do that, I would just pay off that student loan. The other is to take out a personal loan. So the personal loan I have, I took out in March 27. Well, exactly, I took it out March 27, 2024. So last March. The loan terms were 48 months. The original balance was $17,122.87. Monthly payment $428.97. I've been paying on it for 17 months, and and I'll have it hopefully paid off in 20 months. So that being said, I can do the same thing with the student loan. Of course, it'd be a bigger balance. I'll be looking at probably at the end of the year, beginning of next year, taking out a loan of about $32,000. Now, I'm not sure if I want to start at the beginning of the year, because I might want to take I am going to take a pause, because I want to build up my emergency fund to be. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be at least, say, 6 months of funds that I have set aside just in case an emergency happens. Loss of a job, medical emergencies, whatever. I have that set aside. So I might take a 6-month pause and aggressively paying off the debt, assuming that I hadn't sold my home and just paid that off, and then go ahead and take out that loan. So probably around that time it'd be $28,000 or whatever, and then I'll just aggressively pay it off 2 to 3 years and get it paid off. So that's what I'm looking at right now. But like I said, the other option is to sell the house. But just thinking about how student loans are set up and how dumb they set it up and how dark, just evil it is, it makes sense as to why people have a difficult time getting from underneath that debt and spend a lifetime having to pay it off. Like I said, if I were to continue on the pace that I am, my estimated payoff date is 2048. That's insane, stupid, ridiculous. I wish I could find better words for it. Asinine. It is not in my budget. Boom. I put it in there. I got it in there. Yeah. I'm going to wrap up this video. Next week I will give you an update of my progress on paying off my consumer debt. And yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to today. If you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. When I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@9 of my budget. As always, thank you for watching. You all take care. Have a wonderful weekend.